Gonna haul some logs today. Dad's up there in front of me in the Mac, as you can see, and I'm following behind him because, well, not very often do I just like to take one truck. It's not that I don't trust the old one stack Mac with a winner in the back, but if something was to happen, I always like to have my truck, because my truck's got all the tools and everything on it. I always like having my truck no matter what we do. But we're going to haul some walnut in, get them back on the yard, trying to get some logs ready for a sale, try to get a decent set. And I'm going to try to get some pictures of those tonight, and I'm going to put them up on timbertracker.net. Put them up for bid or for sale. One of the same, I guess. It's starting to kind of, sun's shining, so it's kind of starting to get a little greasy. Of course, these old roads are dry. It's freezing and thawing, pulling moisture out of the ground, and we've had some wind, so it's drying these roads out. But you get off the road and she can get kind of greasy. She can get pretty slick, so hopefully we won't have any trouble getting loaded up and getting back to the yard, but I guess we shall see, won't we? We shall see. Now, years and years ago, when I first started running a skidder, cutting logs for Dad, I was probably 14 or 15. This is one of the first jobs I ran a skidder on. It wasn't the first, but it was one of the first. And of course, you never can tell in these videos. They call this the Mound, and that's pretty steep, and it's a pretty good grade. It's quite a ways to the top of that thing. And my dad cut a plethora of oak timber, good oak timber, off that. And at the time, we had that ESCO, that dual function swing boom grapple on that 648 skidder. And man, it was tricky. I got an education real quick about working a skidder on the side of a hill. I scared myself to death several times working on the side of that hill. And it's a miracle I didn't turn something over. It really is. I don't know how I didn't. Oh, Dad's backing up. But like I said, that's known as the Mound there. And like I said, it is a pretty good size hill. You can't tell it from the video here, the camera pictures or whatever. But yeah, it's a long ways to the top of that thing, and man, we cut a lot of timber off that. A lot of timber. So Dad's gonna pull up here between these little rows of logs, and he'll load up. And it's just a short drive back there to the yard, maybe a mile and a half total back to the yard. So here he comes creeping along now. So he'll get these loaded up. We'll take them back, unload them. I'm gonna jump out and help him real quick. I put some hydraulic oil in there, and that old log bed's kind of greasy. These are pretty good logs. Some of them are just lumber. Got some size to them though. Take them back to the yard. Most of them are already bucked to length. Some good little shipping logs. We'll take them back to the yard, merchandise them out. Chunk back there. That's about all the old Barko 40 wants. She's not a very strong loader. I would love to put a 120 or 124 Apprentice on there, or Serco 85. Well, even a Barko 80, a new Barko 80. I'd love to have a newer loader. We don't haul too many logs. I mean, I guess we haul a few, but in the grand scheme of things, we really don't haul that many. Used to, we hauled a lot. We used to always haul logs back to the yard. Now it's getting to the point where it's not a necessity anymore like it used to be. So we can kind of get away with selling a lot of our logs on the job sites. The log trucks for us really come in handy just like deals like this, where we'll cut and buy a handful of logs local, then we'll just take them back to our yard. Or if you buy 1 or 2 trees, you can haul them back to the yard. But you know, now with the skid steer and that new longer pintle hitch trailer I got, we can almost do the same thing with that skid steer and that little pintle hitch if it's not a big jag of logs. If you notice, the exhaust stack is smashed. That was me. That was me that did that several years ago. I was messing around in the yard sorting logs, and I was really trying to reach a log and throw the grapple out there. And when I tried throwing the grapple like a fool, an idiot, whatever you want to call me, I wasn't paying attention. I smashed the stack down. Yeah. It's been a good old truck, but she's had a rough life. We've put her through the ringer. But man, it's hauled load after load after load of logs for us. The old thing gets around good with that camelback suspension. I know if you guys will watch my channel, I'm all the time singing the praises of these Mack trucks. I love them. My dad loves them. I love an old Mack truck. I do. They may not be much to look at, but man, they are tough. I'd like to have all the logs that old trucks hauled for us, I know that. I might take a week or 2 off. I had that truck painted one time. I had the loader and the bed and the truck all painted at the same time. The paint on the loader has held up really good, but that truck, it really needs a buff job. I mean, when I had it painted, that thing was sharp. Dad bought the truck, and then I went ahead and had it painted. Shoot, that's been 13, 14 years ago. Time gets away from you. I remember we went down to Grand Lake, Oklahoma and bought that truck. That was a road tractor when we bought it. When we bought it, we lengthened the frame. Then we already had the log bunks and loader from another truck, so we just switched everything. That used to be on a international truck. I can't remember what series international, but it had an old L10 Cummins in it. Had power. It wasn't blessed with power. I think this 350 Mack engine in this truck, it's a good running, good pulling motor. That truck's just got a 10-speed transmission in it. But the thing we like about it most, it's got the camelback suspension. And for being an off-road truck, that's nice, because I mean, it really gets around good. you'll notice how Dad kind of grabs those logs. He doesn't really wrap them up with a grapple. He just kind of pinches them. Always try to be real cautious not to tear the bark up. You won't win any races with the old loader, but she's a good old loader. It's not real strong, but it's dependable and it gets the job done. It does what we need it to do. That's the main thing. Like I said, it's nothing like a Barko 80 or a Sycamore 85 or a 2124 Prentice. A lot of the other, you see a lot of the trucks running around anymore here in Southwest Missouri that all for the sawmills or walnut companies. Most of them run the 8500 Circos. You'll see some guys running the 2124 Prentices. You don't really see too many Barkos. And one thing you rarely ever see here in Missouri or in Southwest Missouri is a Rotobeck loader. And I don't know if it's just because we don't have any Rotobeck dealers around, but I have no doubt in my mind those Rotobecks are probably pretty good loaders. It's about like any of this stuff anymore. It all has to be pretty good or they wouldn't make it. I mean, to stay competitive in the markets there are today, they've got to make a good product. And that don't matter if it's skidders, chainsaws, trucks, loaders. I think a lot of it comes down to preference. Now, that's not saying there aren't some differences in the product itself and the make, but that's like Dad driving his Dodge 5500 and me having my Ford 550. That just comes down to preference. I think hands down the interior of the Ford's a lot nicer truck, and I'll be honest, I think it's smoother riding too. But at the same time, Dad's truck was quite a bit cheaper than mine. But that old truck there, I've had it almost 10 months and got nearly 50,000 miles on it. So if that tells you how much driving I do, I like to be comfortable. He's probably getting close to loaded. Dad's not afraid to load heavy sometimes. Of course, with this walnut, I mean, as far as weight-wise, this walnut's not near as heavy as like the oak or the sycamore and stuff we haul. I'm not saying it's not heavy, don't get me wrong there, but compared to like, white oak, red oak, or even some of this, you see all the sycamore. Sycamore's heavy old wood. Yep. He's put all on he wants to get on. Come back and fill the rest out. Follow Dad out of the bottom here. Pretty good sycamore and cottonwood. Got some height to them. I do like cutting that stuff, even though it's cheap wood. I like cutting it. There's some species of wood I think is just fun to cut. Don't get me wrong, we love cutting walnut, but aside from walnut, I love cutting maple. I love cutting down on the rivers, cutting maple. That sycamore, I like cutting that sycamore. Cottonwood, it cuts easy. You can just burn right through it. I think you could almost put your chain on backwards and cut it. It's just nice to cut. It ain't worth a lot, but it's usually good for some fast footage. You can tally up some numbers fast on your footage. Dad said he'd just unload these tomorrow. He didn't want to mess with unloading them today. We're going to go cut in the morning. Then when it warms up tomorrow, he'll probably come back, get another load, finish up that pile over there. Then you can kind of see them right through there. The other bunch of walnut over there. We'll try to get them all back into the yard. Get them laid on the yard by the weekend. That's a big cottonwood there. That ain't real big, but it's good and tall. Good sycamore. So this will probably be our video for today. Little log wagon action. Tomorrow we'll do some cutting, some skid steering, some brush piling, some log stacking, all that fun stuff. We should have some good weather for a couple days. I don't think our next round of winter weather is supposed to be here till Saturday, which it's warmed up to 38 so far today now. I think tomorrow they're talking like it's supposed to be in the 50s, so tomorrow will be a real good day to work. Real good working weather the next 2 days. Thursday, I've got to go look at some timber on the Spring River down by Joplin, Missouri. Look at some walnut down there. Excited about that. So guys, we're going to get off here, get these back to the yard, which is, like I said, about 1.5 miles up the gravel road here. We won't even see any pavement. All gravel. So, thanks a lot for hanging out and following along. Thank you again for all the logger threads orders. If, like I said, the new fuel, I look for it to be in today. It's probably at the house now when I get there. And we're going to start filling those orders tonight, and they will be shipped out tomorrow. Everybody pre-ordered the fuel and the lady shirt that Sinead designed. So we'll have those on their way out tomorrow for sure. So some of you guys can probably look for those Saturday, because we ship pretty fast. We don't mess around when it comes to shipping. So look for those Saturday. And yeah, thanks for all the support there. Like I said, as long as you guys keep buying them, we're gonna keep coming out with new designs and keep selling them. And thank you for all the support for the new Timber Tracker website. We've been live a week now. We don't have a bunch of listings, but we're getting more and more every day. And that's what it takes. We're getting more and more every day. So get over there and list your equipment, list your logs, list your standing timber, your forest products, your lumber, your ties, your cans, your mulch, your sawdust, whatever you got, list it over there, and we'll help you move it. We'll get it out there to the right people, get it in front of the right people. That's once again, that's Sinead that takes care of all that technical stuff. So if you have any questions about the app or the website, definitely get a hold of her, and she'll answer any questions you might have. But guys, we're gonna get off here. Once again, thanks so much. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. We'll see you tomorrow.